So, a very good morning to you. How is everything? Hmm? Fine. Read the document yesterday? No? Was it fine? Normal English? Hmm. Normal English? Hmm? You did not find? You didn't get any document? Group. She's there in the group. Okay. 20-page document for last 2 years current election matter. So, today we are going to discuss about the center-state relation. Oh, yesterday we were left with RPA 1951 was going on in between. Section 11A was left, I think. Section 5 also. And then RPA 1950 also. Okay. So yesterday what we were talking about the election matters, that the election matters are depending upon the parliamentary laws. The constitution says that the president will appoint an election commission. In that, the election commissioners shall be appointed in accordance with the law made by the parliament, and then the election commission will execute a law enacted by the parliament under article 324. So three laws for election matters have been made so far. What are those? RPA 1950, RPA 1951, and the President and Vice President Election Act 1952. Now, when we talk about RPA 1950, 1950, that we will be covering, it talks about the broad principles on which, the conceptual principles on which the elections shall be held. For example, the general elections expression will use first past the post system. Now, general election expression is used only for two types of elections: general election to Lok Sabha and general election to Vidhan Sabha. That's it. And in these two elections, we use first past the post system. Then there comes the methodology used for president and vice president, that is proportional representation system by means of single transferable vote mechanism, right? Then the constituencies, the distribution of Rajya Sabha seats, Lok Sabha seats, the broad principles. Whereas RPA 1951 talks about the small matters, not the principles. For example, qualification of a voter. Qualification of a voter. So qualification of a voter includes disqualification matters too. Yes or no? Now, qualification of a voter will also include the person who can contest the Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, the nominated members in Rajya Sabha. What is the qualification? Right? Now, if I say that universal adult franchisee will be part of RPA 1951, answer is no. It is universal adult franchisee is part of broad principle. It will be part of RPA 1950. Universal adult franchisee, that is the age. Age reduction happened because of Rajiv Gandhi government. Earlier it used to be 25 years. Now it is 18 years. That is another matter that was a subject, means there is a matter of debate and discussion, that the age for marriage consent is to be minimum 21, and you can decide the democratic matters at the age of 18. So if you can decide about democracy, why can't you decide about yourself? If you are not able to decide about yourself, you will be deciding about the country. But again, to so as to have more voters in fold, you have to decrease the age. That was the political factor. If you किसके लिए that time? Hmm. Yes. So in favor that 21 should be there, that population control. If it is 18, then apparently more population will be there. That is what means the lifespan will be more. But otherwise, age of 21, like, and the realization of the person for the educational understandings. By the age of 21, one is able to have, uh, I think, graduation hardly. Yes or no? So at least a graduate one should be in India. Though class 12th, if you are done, if you are doing it very seriously, then it is fine. 12th class. Yes or no? And after graduate means after 12th class, I don't know what happens. The seriousness evaporate like anything because of the fear of punishment. In a school, we are under the control of a teacher, uniform. But after class 12th, the fear of punishment goes away. This is a major thing. Anyway, so RPA 1952. So in RPA 1952, when we talk about the eligibility is revolving around the residentship of a person in a particular state. For example, you need to contest election for Lok Sabha. Now, how your residentship will stop you from contesting election? How? There is one provision that 15 days before, your name should be shifted to the electoral list in that same constituency from where you are contesting election. 15 days before. Now you are having an address on election commission voter ID card. The address is of different state. So ID card may not be issued in a short span of time, but electronically it can be changed. Now when it comes to the fact that any person from Tamil Nadu, from South India, can be appointed as member in Jammu Kashmir, means direct election or nomination. Hmm? Hmm. Hmm. So उन्होंने must से ना उसे should भी कर दिया है. You understand? Must to should be. Means it is desirable, but it is not compulsory. Hmm. Hmm. So as an individual, he is a voter, but as a candidate, his constituency is Varanasi. So, for example, you became an MP from Banaras, but after becoming an MP, if you want to go back to your state and your own home constituency in Gujarat, you can, and you can shift your name to other voter list too. You understand this? Say for example, that time when Modi ji was contesting election from Banaras, his name was reflecting in the Banaras voter list. But then he can shift. There was one more thing, that out of Dinesh Goswami committee recommendation which was implemented in 1996, right, that very year when TN Session retired, the most effective chief election commissioner so far. So in 1996 the rule was made that not more than two constituency one can contest election. So Modi ji contested election from two constituencies, one from Banaras, another from Gujarat, right? One constituency in Gujarat, and from both the constituency he won the election. Now this is a matter of the fact, this is a matter of discussion, that the people who are going unrepresented, because a person won from two constituency can join one constituency only. One has to leave the other constituency. So Modi ji left the other constituency. Why it was imperative? In case if Modi ji is defeated in Banaras and he has to be the prime minister backup, and that backup backfire in case of Arun Jaitley ji and Smriti Irani ji. Smriti Irani ji, being a potential leader, was asked to field against the Congressians from Amethi, but Amethi, deeply rooted with the Congress in Greens, so that way she couldn't have victory, but second time she won, right? But Supreme Court has also justified it, because someone's career, but not more than two constituency, because democracy, other people will be going unrepresented till the time by elections are taking place and other person is coming up. That is also a case that if BJP has won, Modi ji did not join from that constituency, but through nomination ruling party can have its candidate, and one can be minister from that constituency from where Modi ji won, and in by election that same person will be contesting from that constituency, and then other person will be officially representing the people. Understood? So that's what is the case. So what was the last section? Election section 4. Then it means only section 3 was covered. Okay. Okay. Please write. Section 3 you have to write, or 4. It provides qualification for. Section 4 भी हो गया. Section 5. Section 5, it provides qualification for elected MLAs wherein it provides for the fact that one must be a voter in any constituency in the state let's talk in the in any district of Assam, which is covered under Schedule 6, one must be from that ST community. One must be from ST community. Right, full stop. This section also provides, this section also provide for the qualification of MLCs, full stop. One must be a member of any constituency. One must be a member of any constituency in the state. In the state, in order to be elected as an MLC. As MLC. Full stop. For nominated MLCs, for nominated MLCs, one must ordinarily be, one must ordinarily be the resident in the state or union territory. Union territory. What is the meaning of this word ordinarily? Why this MLC nominated from other state? Why it has been allowed? For example, in Odisha, a UP person can be appointed as an MLC. Why? Because practical business, money, if you are giving and if you want to be an MLC, then the provision is allowing that you can be resident of any state or of any union territory and you can be nominated as an MLC in other legislative council of other states. Money. So 5 CR, 1 seat. ज़्यादा है MLC के लिए. So what is the power of an MLC? So what will happen? What will happen? Huh? Power होती है. Okay. नहीं, ऐसा है कि बनारस में शिफ्ट हुआ उनका नाम, but one is member in a constituency and one is voter in a constituency. There is a difference. There is a difference. It means what? You have shifted to other country, and your name is reflected in the voter list here. You are a voter here, but you are not member here. Means Modi ji was member of constituency in one of the constituency in Gujarat, and he was voter in other state. He was voter in other state. So you see the word here in MLC. I have used the word member, and in MLA I have used the word voter. Right? So there is one catch that in Gujarat and in Banaras, the date of election was different. Date of election was different, and the window of 15 days provides you to switch over your name from one constituency to another. There was a gap of, say for example, 1.5 months. Gujarat elections and Banaras elections, both the elections will not be held at the same time. Yes or no? Now there is also a gap and lacuna in it. Say for example, you want to contest from two constituency from two adjacent states wherein elections are held together on the same date. Then what will happen? Then the membership in one constituency and votership in another constituency will allow you to contest election. Membership means you cannot vote, but you are member of the constituency. Simple. Membership simply means that you are having voter ID card, but you cannot vote here. Say for example, you are posted as an army officer in Jammu Kashmir, you are from Bihar. Then you are member of any of the constituency in Bihar, but you can be, if you have shifted your name just 15 days back in that voter list of another constituency. This is a catch, and it has been done for the political reasons, right? Now, you think that without having your name as a voter or having any membership, you can contest election. It is not possible. Not digested? Not digested? Hmm? No? Hmm? कैसे बताओ? Member of voter का difference ये है that if you are domicile of a place, you have domicile, you are a government officer posted anywhere, doesn't mean that you are domicile, you are having domicile certificate of every place. You will be a member of a constituency, maybe your hometown, and wherever you have decided to live, you have made your home, but you are shifting your place one place to another, you can be a voter. So voter is mobile, whereas membership is somewhat permanent. Hmm. Yes, yes. Rent agreement. Yes. Another thing is that you have house at two places. Hmm. Yeah. So, for example, I should tell you about my case. I was associated with one of the party which was taking birth 7 8 years back. So they just gave me a ticket for the largest constituency of India for the Lok Sabha election. That constituency is 150 kilometer or more, Fatehpur Sikri in Agra, the native place of, right? Now it means you need to have at least 50 CR for election campaigning in that big constituency. You have to contact every pradhan who will be carrying the voters in tractors. You understand? It is not possible for you to go to every place in every gaon, every village to convince and woo the voters like that. What is here in Delhi? It is very easy, faring through metro and vehicle. And then I shifted only my name here in Delhi in the Mukherjee Nagar constituency just for the Vidhan Sabha election, wherein I was not interested. I was just serving, just helping the party to win the election. That's it. So I did not leave the membership of my native place in the dream that, okay, after 10 years I will come back. No. so so membership is there still, but my voting rights reflect in one of the constituency in Delhi. So is the case of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. He is not having membership here in Delhi still today. He is a voter in Delhi. His membership is in Haryana. Domicile. So this is the catch. And you see, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal also contested election from Banaras. Banaras, how it was possible? Huh. And if you are an MLA, sorry, if you are an MP and you want to contest election as an MLA, it is possible. Yes, it is possible. Say for example, Mamata Banerjee's that I told you, railway minister she was and she won election as an MLA. It is possible. So what all you need to declare in the nomination paper for your candidatureship? No, everything. Your membership and voting, everything. Right? Yes or no? So that's how it is. Article 19(1)(e) also talks about membership and voting rights in form of resident and settlement. Yes or no? Article 19(1)(e), freedom of residing and having settlement in any part of India. Please write. नहीं यार, it is just some of the pitches for learning. That's it. I served the one of the wing of this ruling government, center union, for 6 years without taking any charge. Right? Charge. My fellows, means colleagues, just parallel, they are in very close loop of becoming MP in the next election if they win, and then if they become an MP, then the minister. So it is just the interest. I am when I started doing something else, I found more interest in something else, that something else is this what I'm doing. And after 10 years, we don't know that where the life is taking us. Now, one of my senior is preparing for 2024 elections, and they are having the stunt also, Twitter stunt. Okay, so hmm, Twitter stunt means to get fame, and one has launched the YouTube channel also on his name, exclusive, right? And it is fine. Everyone is doing. I am not saying that it is not fine. It is good. One should do. Why one should not do? A person associated with education coming into politics, it is good that one will be becoming an education minister, will be doing something, and one has to implant a monetary or money tree before one is preparing for election, because lots of money is required for carrying out the the campaigning and the propagandas. So that's how it is. The things are small, and the bureaucracy and democracy link you see today in form of some of the people resigning from a rising from civil service, especially administrative service, and then they are having threat from the regional political parties. I'm talking about Jammu and Kashmir. And then exceptionally after resignation, one was reinstated into service. It was first and last time, because there was a threat that this person may be a magnet to launch another political party, and it will be another example uh, in JNK what has been seen in past, that one unemployed person was very very effective in conducting the democratic affair in JNK. I'm talking about Sheikh Abdullah. Okay, section 11A. After this, right, in it talks about disqualification, disqualification of a voter who may be disqualified for 6 years who may be disqualified for 6 years if one is found in if one is found convicted in number 1, bribery or undue influence, bribery or undue influence, the number 2, promoting enmity, the number 3, removal of ballot papers, from polling station, in bracket now EVMs, the number 4, by court through election petition, okay, so this is what is the case. Now put the heading RPA 1950 below this, Representation of People Act 1950. There are many more cases. Model Code of Conduct. No, this is under only RPA. Then apart from that, anti-defection law, the civil and criminal cases. But in RPA, these are the okay. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. If court is allowing you, then it is fine. And also one more thing, under section 8 clause 4, right? I think there will be a question this year. The noting of it is there in the notes that I have given you yesterday. Section 8 clause 4, it is very, very important. It is a kind of savior for all the MPs and MLAs who are rapists, who are criminals, who are offenders or habitual offender, you can say. Section 8 clause 4 protect a seat of a legislator, not in individual capacity. If you have done something wrong and if you have been provided the punishment, first, if you are appealing the against the punishment within 3 months, then the execution will be stayed, right? Then number 2, if the punishment is not above 2 years, within 2 years you will be allowed to sit as an MLA or MP, even after the conviction that you are the actual offender or the criminal. But Supreme Court has justified this, that there will be a disturbance in democracy, that most of the people, as per ADR report, 40% of the legislators are criminal in India. 40%. So all the MLAs taken together, thousands in number, and 776 legislators in parliament, 40% out of them are having criminal records. Then democracy will be disturbed. This is the mainstay. And also that opposition making artificial ground so to trap one person in many cases. And the politics has become so filthy that the female candidates are searched who can grill one of the candidate from other party. So one of the sting operation, one girl came to the other candidate, means other candidate of party, and just trapped one in, and there was a case registered. For 2 years the person was totally disturbed. See the family life and the personal life also, and media. And after that, what court observed? That the opposite gender went, the opposite gender provided the opportunity, right? This person is innocent. This person is innocent, against whom the society was voicing that this one should not contest election, right? So they can do anything, and no one is correct. This is called as Raj Dharma, which is beyond our understanding as far as the civil service study is concerned. Okay, but we have to observe it. We cannot write the things in our exam, but only in neutral way we can, right? So time is limited, and the word limit is also limited. So we have to be very decent, right? And one has to have good articulation so as to be very effective, to pitch in that I am the best candidate, please give me good marks. And only one way is there to communicate with other person is two minds are talking to each other through a paper. In your absence, you are talking to other person. That is the main thing. Please look after the examiner. One is very good. Yeah. Yeah. Transgender can contest election. There is a lady I am forgetting who is the leader of LGBTs. कुछ नाम है. She is good. She is good. And I think she used to be prostitute or whatever, I don't know, but she is representing that community, and she is a social activist. Social activism means you are activist for one of the reason, and this is one of the reason. They can contest the election. And the catch is that the Hindu Marriage Act became a reality in 1954. Why? And what effect it had on democracy? That most of the rulers who could contest election in their constituency were out. And that is why Hindu Marriage Act was brought deliberately by whom? By whom? Jawaharlal Nehru ji was in favor or was against? Yeah. So why it was done, right? To contain Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. Because most of the rulers were having more than one spouse. Raja Dashrath के जमाने के लोग, you understand? Retrospective effect नहीं, means the person who want to contest election thereafter cannot contest election if one is having more than one wife. नहीं तो हाँ, नहीं retrospective effect doesn't mean that if one is having already, so one will be allowed. No, it is not. One is already an MLA or MP, one will not be disqualified because of this newly made law. But hereafter one will not be contesting. Right to contest election, it is one of the disqualification still today. Hmm. हाँ ठीक है, उन बेचारों के लिए आप बिल्कुल दया मत करो. ठीक है. हम कहाँ पे थे? RPA 1950, please write one line. It provides it provides detailed provision detailed provision and concept concept that guides the election processes in India. Full stop. It deals with elections to Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha mainly. Vidhan Sabha mainly. Full stop. It has adopted first past the post electoral system of UK in India. In India. Full stop. It also provides for single member territorial constituency, for Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha election. Full stop. The act also provides for administrative machinery for conducting the election. Full stop. It defines what is polling, comma, by elections, comma, midterm elections, comma, general elections, etc. Right. Then right below this, uh, Representation of People Act, Representation of People Amendment Act 1988, Amendment Act 1988 was the first major attempt for introducing electoral reforms in the country. Full stop. This act provided for number one, use of EVMs in 150 sensitive constituencies, to begin with. Right. The number two, in order to be registered political party, with election commission, it shall promise to abide by the principles of constitution as ensured in the preamble. as ensured in the preamble. The number 4, it provided for better punishment for booth capturing and booth rigging, RIGGING, rigging. The next point, the civil servants who have been drafted for election duty who have been drafted for election duty shall come under the control shall come under the control, comma, superintendence, comma, direction and discipline of election commission. Right. The next point, the election campaign period shall be reduced from 3 weeks to 2 weeks. The next point, a person shall not be nominated a person shall not be nominated as a candidate for election in more than two constituencies in more than two constituencies in same class of election in same class of election. Right. Next point, by elections shall be held within a period of 6 months from the date of vacancy, provided the remaining term who has a remaining term of the member who has passed away is not less than 1 year. Not less than 1 year. Right. Then right below this, the reforms that have not been addressed by Parliament. There will be a question from this heading. Reform that has not been addressed by the Parliament. Right. What has not been done so far by Parliament to make it all right? Number 1, Section 77 of RPA 1951. Section 77 of RPA 1951 should be amended to allow state funding of election. to allow state funding of election. The number two, making the process making the process of appointing election commissioners transparent. Transparent. The number three, the long standing demand of election commission for rotating rotating reserved constituencies should be implemented. The next point, it should be legally made mandatory for political parties to hold organizational elections organizational elections. So last 2 points, whatever you have written here, the last point and last but one point, the last point is organizational election means every party must have its own constitution and they must pass the resolution in order to have its head. Only BJP is having its own constitution and they are abiding by what this point is saying. Election Commission is implementing this point without having legal authority, but it has subjective power under the Article 324. बिल्कुल democratization of political party, internal democracy of political party. So BJP is there. Why Congress is not there having its own constitution? Because it is having dynastic phases. It is having dynastic phases. This is the main issue. If the day they are having a constitution, then they will be having general consensus, and in general consensus, if the dynastic phase is out, no one can do anything. And it is not that Congress did not try to have a constitution when in the then lady prime minister time after the demise of Nehruji, the consensus was to be made. The South India and North India, they were having good divide and they were belonging to North India, and that is why they abandoned this spirit of the last point. And then before this rotation of reserved constituency, don't you understand that the constituencies which is reserved for SC is constituency for years? So what is the meaning of rotating the constituency if you take interest in elections? So this is one area, and this area has been divided into 3 areas. Now this constituency has been reserved for SC. This is general constituency, and maybe if it is in Madhya Pradesh, one constituency is of ST. So what is the conception that you are having this reserved constituency? So maybe this constituency will not have 100% ST population, maybe 70%, 60%. So likewise this, in general constituency, there may be SC and ST percentage residing there, yes or no? So rotating the constituency means balancing the direction of the development. But what is happening that for 20 years it is ST, for 20 years it is SC, and after every election one SC constituency should be general, and what was general constituency should be reserved one. It has not been addressed so far. Only for women. नहीं, अलग है. That is a different matter. It depends from state to state. Depends from state to state. पं- नहीं, मेरे को ये बताओ ना. There are 20 villages. Gram Sabha is there. Gram Sabha is there. Now, if that village is of ST, then definitely they will be going for village headsman who is ST. Reserving a village that it will have an ST leader, to what extent it will cater the need, you need to tell. नहीं. In village, what is no constituency is there. Panchayat areas in village. नहीं, Gram Sabha will choose how many village headsmen? One only. One only. So one village is one constituency. One village is one constituency. There is only one Gram Sabha, and they will choose only one man. पंच होते हैं तो चुनाव केवल एक का होता है, बाकी नॉमिनेट होते हैं. ग्राम सभा कॉन्सेंसस से वॉइस वोट से उनको चुनती है, बट सारी की सारी पावर विलेज हेड्समैन के पास होती है. दो ही लोग होते हैं, सचिव, सचिव जी और प्रधान जी. सचिव जी मीन सेक्रेटरी. नो अदर, नो थर्ड पर्सन. पति परमेश्वर इज पंच परमेश्वर. That is a new concept. In English, it means husband. Uh, husband god is village headsman god. What does it mean? So it means, for example, if one person is to contest election, but that seat has been reserved for women, that is possible. That is possible that 33% of total states panchayats shall be reserved for women. So one village has been kept reserved for women village headsmen. Then the husband who used to be the village headsman, what one will do? Will ask his wife to field in the election. She will be winning, but who will be the de facto or real executive or the village headsman? The husband only. Yes or no? You understood? So that is a good maxim and developed nowadays, that Panch Pati Parmeshwar is Panch Parmeshwar. Parmeshwar it is, right? Pati means husband. Parmeshwar means God. Husband God is actually village headsman God. Right? Now the all points noted. Yeah, a last point is there also there. A number of reforms relating to decriminalization of politics, have not been addressed. Put the heading criminalization of politics. कम थे. In the British India time, they were giving the dharnas and protest, and they were the prisoners. But for the civil case, it's not. They want that they should be taken to jail, right? It is another. I means totally different. देशभक्ति वाली बात ले चलो. Please write in it the process of introducing criminal element in electoral process is called as COP. COP means criminalization of politics. Wherein lawmaker lawbreaker becomes lawmaker, right? Full stop. It occurs because of nexus, nexus between politician and criminal, as one need money and muscle power to win the election, and other need political patronage to continue with criminal activities. Continue with criminal activities. Let's stop. Further, criminal justice system in India, criminal justice system in India also allow criminals to contest elections. Right. The rate of conviction has also been going down, which is 40% at present, It means many criminal go unpunished, and they contest election. Further, the first past the post system, FPTP, first past the post system allow a muscle man criminal to win on the basis of 20 to 25% of voting. 20 to 25% of voting only. Right. Full stop. The money and muscle power money and muscle power are are cheaply provided in election in India, and illiteracy illiteracy here illiteracy here in India is complementary for criminals, complementary for criminals. Next paragraph. The judiciary to stop COP decided in 2002 in ADR case. ADR means Association for Democratic Reform. In ADR case, that a candidate has to disclose that a candidate has to disclose assets and liability of uh, of his spouses of his spouse, comma, dependent children and close relatives along with educational qualification. Full stop. In 2005, in Ramesh Dalal case, in Ramesh Dalal case, RAMESH Dalal case, Supreme Court held that Section 8 Clause 4 of RPA 1951 extend protection only to the seat of MP and MLA, not to the individual. Not to the individual. Full stop. Section 8 Clause 4 is an exceptional clause. Section 8 Clause 4 is an exceptional clause that allow a convicted criminal to continue to work as legislator for the want of representation and democracy. Full stop. To balance it, in 1998, Supreme Court has held that though one may continue as legislator after being convicted, one may continue to work as legislator. No, what was the last line? One may continue as legislator after being after being convicted but such conviction will not be suspended. Such conviction will not be suspended so as to stop him or her for contesting again in the election. For contesting again in the election. In the election. Apart from the court, Election Commission has also directed the returning officers to reject nomination paper of a candidate if his conviction stands even uh, hi- if his conviction stands even his sentence has been suspended. Even his sentence has been suspended. Right? Full stop. Also, if a candidate is facing a serious criminal case, one should not be allowed for contest. One should not be allowed for contesting election. Right? Full stop. Though though the above measures though the above go against go against the principle of jurisprudence criminal jurisprudence means judicial philosophy, jurisprudence or judicial wisdomfulness, which state the accused which state that the accused should be punished. Sorry, right, like this, the accused should be presumed to be innocent till one is found guilty. One is found guilty. But Election Commission has justified it on the ground that people's right to elect honest person people right to elect honest person as their representative, comma, and right of an individual to contest election. Right of an individual to contest election. Right. Full stop. Nota, Nota, nota is a welcome measure, is a welcome measure for people to express their rejection for all the candidate rejection rejection of none of the above means no one above, rejection of all the candidate full stop. And this nota can be complemented by right to recall right to recall full stop. RTC, right to recall, is a measure through which voters controls their representative full stop. If 25% of registered voters gives in writing for the candidate who has completed half of his term comma for for his recalling, then the polling will be held with a minimum cutoff of 50% voting for saying yes to recall then one will be removed It is in practice in Switzerland. It is in practice in Switzerland Parliament, and also in Madhya Pradesh in local self-government. Right. Muscle man criminal. So one is strong by body and one is criminal also. Means misusing his muscular strength and intimidating the people that if you're not voting for me, you will be killed. Here in UP, one person is famous, Raja Bhaiya, Ajam Khan, right? Raja Bhaiya and Ajam Khan. So, for example, if you are finding one person very strong who is threatening all the families, maybe one is doing good also, like one is not depending upon the fund given by the political party or roads and all, one is doing something like Salman Khan is a good human being, but still one is abusive personally, right? So just to make you clear analogically, so that way the self-styled personalities are there but they want that power should be there with them. So that's how the muscleman, a criminal, they are able to secure their victory on the basis of 20 to 25 voters by asking their colleagues to field against the potential candidate to cut the votes to just destroy the prospects of the potential person to win the election. Yes or no? So that's how it happens. Now I was to start center state relationship. The last this I have given you, it will be used every year, this noting, the criminalization of politics. Criminalization of politics, it will be used every year. Question कैसा आ सकता है? The question will come from criminalization of politics, from state funding of election, from same list for Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, then local self-government bodies, right? Then the election commission powers with regard to transfer, then their appointment by the government, okay, then simultaneous election to Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, all subjective expressionful concept, right? Expressionful concept. The close-ended question is coming may come from representation of People Act 1950, 1951. Then there may be another question that Supreme Court directives for healthy elections. Healthy elections. So when you study that criminalization of politics, everything will be connected to it, whether it is EVM, whether it is state funding of election, whether it is electoral reform so far, Dinesh Goswami Committee 1990, Indrajit Sen Committee on the basis of directives given by Dinesh Goswami Committee 1990 for electoral reform. Indrajit Sen Committee was set up to provide for the provisions that stops a person from contesting election. I have already given you in form of the amendments that happened in 1996 and 1998 on the basis of Dinesh Goswami Committee. Fine. So these names are there. Some of the names, like Justice Tarkunde also has said about the appointment of the election commissioners that one committee should be there, inclusive of leader of opposition, the presiding officers, especially from Rajya Sabha. Presiding officer of Rajya Sabha is actually vice president. So they can at least suggest the name for one to be election commissioner. Right? If the election commissioner is appointed on the advice of the government, then definitely a person who is giving undue advantage to a political party will be appointed as EC. Yes or no? So this is something which is very, very different in nature. So should we start the center state relations? No? State funding of election, I am not giving you dictation because I have given you sufficient fodder in that 20 page. Okay. Okay. But there may be direct question on state funding of election too. If you want me to give dictation, I can give, otherwise I can leave it to you. Chalega? Not a problem? Okay. So, uh, because that the theory in lab is actually different. What you have read in chemistry and that you have experimented in lab was the same. Was it same every time? No. So you have not experimented in lab. Okay. So basically, what you see is actually not the matter, but what is not seen is the main matter that is guiding the thing which is happening. What you see is not the scenario, but what you may not see is the actual scenario, right? So one is apparently wrong, one is apparently wrong, but after knowing the context, you are convinced that okay, one is very very right. So if I say that who is a murderer here, or who is likely to be a murderer here in class, so who will say that okay, I may be a potential murderer? Raise your hand. Acha. Hmm. Who is a murderer? No. Who is against killing the person? Murderer. No. You cannot murder. Hmm? S- Huh. So if you are an IPS and you need to murder, means killing your enemy, will you not be doing it? Encounter, fake encounters also on the order of the political master. नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Self defense possible in the fit of revenge for some of the family person possible. Yes or no? Love entangles. Yeah, dishum dishum. Good potential. You are in a fit of revenge. Your gentlemanship and decency will be evaporated, I tell you, for the personal reasons. And everyone is a potential murderer, but the contest is to be there. That's it. As simple as that. So when we read in theory, it is always taught to us that one has to be decent, one has to be gentle. But when we practically see this, that it is not possible to maintain that temperament and that coolness, especially in this hustle and bustle life, wherein you are fighting for the minimum resources that you need to have for your survival, and then you will be having frustration. Maybe you are capable today, but still you are not able to make it to the list sometimes. Sometimes, very rarely, right? It may happen in your life, but then you see that why? What is my fault? Then you find that more population, fixing of the exam. The exam has been cancelled, but you have not done any cheating. But there was no fault of yours, but still you have to give the exam again. And then the result has not been declared since last 5 years. The cases in courts are pending. Whose fault it is? And you gave the exam because you needed job, you need money. Yes or no? Then on the top of it, charismatic leader says that if you're not able to do anything, then open the roadside stall and just cook something and sell it. At least you will be able to earn something. Yes or no? So everything is fair in life and exam. Okay. Now center state relations. Democracy is totally different. It is a pragmatic and practical affair. Simple. Center-state relation is basically connected to Schedule 7 that I told you, but also Article 245 to begin with. Article 245 provides for something called as principle of territorial nexus and doctrine of pith and substance. Now, if we talk about Schedule 7, Union list, State list, and concurrent list. Okay. Now, if any law is coming in conflict with state law, or a law made by union on the basis of concurrent list subject, and it is repugnant means coming in conflict with state law, then what should be done? And if it has been challenged in court, then how court should solve it? What methodology should be employed by court to solve it? This methodology has been developed by court. To begin with, principle of territorial nexus. It says the things on the basis of territory. What it says, that for entire India, Parliament can make the law, and that may include an area which is not located in India, maybe in England. But respective state can make law for the respective state only. This is territorial nexus. Nexus means the connection. Maybe not good connection, hidden connection. Now, for example, a company which is having 40% partnership in India and 60% partnership in England, but most of its profit, say for example 90% profit is coming from India and 10% profit is coming from England. Can judiciary not make a law to regulate or to cancel the license of this company here on the basis of the profit that it has from India? Yes, it is possible. This is what territorial nexus is. Now, another example is Sensex. Sensitive index. Index of 50. National 50. Right? Hence the name. So Sensex can be influenced by some of these states. NSE and BSE, there are two major index, though there are more than 20 indices here in India. But NSE and BSE are the most famous one, wherein people like to invest or to purchase the shares. Now BSE is being invested by people sitting across the globe. Yes or no? In India also it is happening. If within India, if a state, particular state, is bullishly purchasing the shares so as to influence certain shares and their prices, and on one day the prices will be crashing, can that company or other people who were in loss not go to the court? Can they not go to the court? Answer is yes. Can that profit be cancelled if it has not been booked by people? Answer is yes. This is what territorial nexus is. Means the land and the law. The law for a particular land it has been made. But it is also possible that, say for example, a ship of other country means Italy. Okay, so one ship is there parked in the coastal area of Kerala. What was the ship name? Forgotten. It was a big issue, and the Supreme Court ordered that Italian Marines, the ship, they will not be leaving the country, despite the fact that they left the country, and they gave assurance that whenever you will be asking us to come to the court, we will come. And after reaching their country, they never obeyed the direction given by the Supreme Court. And Supreme Court is shouting, is asking the government to ensure that they are abiding by whatever the court is saying. So who is listening to? Who is listening to? So this is the thing that court may see if parliament is making the law. If one is not abiding by, what we can do? For example, extract the treaty to extract the criminal elements. It is bilateral. It may be trilateral. If one country is not obeying the treaty that it has ratified, what we may do? We cannot do anything. But the principle of territorial nexus simply says the law which has been made for a land can be enacted by the legislature present there. Understood? It means Parliament can make law for whole India and for any part of India and for extraterritorial area. Extraterritorial area include what? EEZ. EEZ means exclusive economic zone of 200 nautical mile. Yeah, the coastline area, the sea resources in sea, the fisheries, navigational water, the resources, who will eat the fish, and up till what extent you can go to catch the fish. So international sea water is of everyone, so you can go up till Sri Lanka coastal area also without passport. Is it possible? So there has to be a limit, and Sri Lankan Navy can enter to any part of India, not the land but in the ship. It is possible for them to launch rocket from the water itself. So there has to be a law, and that law is provided by the international agencies like UNCLOS, UNCLOS, United Nations Convention for Law of Seas. Okay, then when we talk about doctrine of pith and substance deal with the Schedule 7 directly. It says that if the law has been made by the Parliament on the basis of a subject provided in Union List, and if it is coming in conflict with any law provided by the state, for example, a law made on the basis of the concurrent list CBSE versus state board if I am saying that CBSE will be having 1 year for 11th and 12th, 6 months, and in all the states it's 2 years, then you see that what a big disturbance it will be. It will be a denial fact for person to have a mobility, the different postings for the government officers, especially armed force personnel. The parity is needed. Yes or no? Now another thing, marking system. As per CBSE marks, the liberal marking is there, for every step mark is given. In some of the state board, till the time final outcome you have not given, you will not be given marks. even some sort of one step will not be given marks, 0 marks. It happens in case of UP, I feel so. But in CBSE, how 100%, how 99%? Now the merit list, like in Delhi University, so other states will be having backseat. CBSE may rule. Now another state in the fit to have revenge from CBSE, all 100%. It is possible, right? So that may be another conflict. Then yet for medical seat, the NEET controversy, NEET exam controversy, Tamil Nadu versus center. The medical education is very good in Tamil Nadu. Big medical colleges. The state laws are there. The doctors are also there, mean teachers. Now, NEET was replacing what? PMT exam? But there was a special permission for Tamil Nadu to continue for 2 to 3 years. You're getting my point. It was a result that state law was dominating over the union law. It is not in the constitutional spirit, but court has said so. Court can say anything and everything. If there is a conflict between union law and state law, union law shall be prevailing over the state law. Now, what doctrine of pith and substance is saying? It is saying that every law will be disturbing other laws too. But such transgression means intrusion, is minor, then we will ignore it. Because no law can be made in isolation. There has to be minor transgression in every law. And we have to allow that law. This is what doctrine of pith and substance. Doctrine of pith and substance means what? Pith means gravy. Substance means the pieces of paneer or chicken in the gravy. Right? So gravy is tasty or the pieces are tasty? Gravy is tasty. So you should give all the pieces to other person. So yeah, so doctrine of pith and substance means the law and the contest. The law and the contest. Now you look at this. When it comes to the combined arrangement, that the parliament is looking after the state and the state is looking after the parliament. There is something called as delegated mechanism. Delegatory mechanism. There is something called as adjudicatory mechanism. There is something called as invitation clause. There is something called as faith and credit clause. For example, the parliament has to make the law for a state, 2 or more states who are fighting with each other. I have told Article 249. So the parliament can make the law for 2 fighting states? Yes or no? 2 fighting states, for example, Kerala and hmm? Rajasthan, yeah. Gujarat is in between. One truck has to pass carrying liquor. Carrying liquor. Gujarat is a dry state. Yes or no? Or it may be UP, Bihar and Odisha. Bihar is a dry state. No, I'm just saying. Now, can a truck ply on Bihar roads carrying liquor or not? Answer is yes. But in Bihar, liquor is not sold. They banned it. Then what should be done? Yes, वही होता है. पेपर वर्क के अंदर वही होता है. So what I am saying that this law is coming in conflict. Now if you are saying that the trucks carrying liquor will not be plying and will be having other route, then there is a problem. You cannot stop it. You cannot. We can use in railway. What will happen? Train looting. Who will be guarding the train? Train driver is driving. There are many bogies behind, and train is also stopping in between. Looting train is very easy. But yes, consignments are logged that way. But what do you think? Can they not be? Can these bogies not be broken for their lock and all? Lots of coal, petroleum, diesel, other mineral. In part, I have seen the situation is very grim in other states. Very, very grim. And it is very normal. And it is, of course, done when the tacit support is there by local police and politician. And all are knowing it. But part of it is given like that. Right? So we can take one line about the center state relationship. Article 245 Parliament, under Article 245, Parliament can make law for entire Indian territory, whereas state can do so for respective state territory full stop. Also under schedule 7, respective legislature can make the law for the respective list right. These two powers of making law are examined in court in case of any conflict on the basis of number 1, principle of territorial nexus, number 2, doctrine of pith and substance. Right. Right below this, in country like France, Japan, China, unitary system is found, whereas in country like US and India, federal system is found. Full stop. In India, Article 245 to 293 provides for the followings. Number one, Article 245 to 255 for legislative matters. The number two, Article 256 to 263 for administrative matters. The number three, Article 264 to 293, 64 to 293 for financial matters have been mentioned. Right, and right below this, in the first category, from Article 245 to 255, the law the law is either enacted on the basis of territory territory or on the basis of its relation with a subject of a list. Full stop. Parliament can make law for entire Indian territory or for any part of it comma, and also for extra territorial equations. Full stop. Whereas state can make law for their respective state territory under principle of territorial nexus. For example, in Wallace, WALLACE, in Wallace versus Income Tax Commissioner, Bombay, 1948 case, a law was found to be valid for imposing tax on England-based registered company via via its Indian partner, as most of its income was from Indian partner. Indian partner, right? Full stop. Then right below this, but the parliamentary powers are not absolute, are not absolute. For example, under Article 240, governors and LGs for UTs are empowered. Governors and lieutenant governors of union territories are empowered to make laws for their welfare, full stop. So is the case, so is the case, so is the case of Schedule 5 and Schedule 6 for the same matters. Then right below this, next paragraph, if we look at subject matter jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction comma article 246 provides that Parliament can make laws for union and concurrent list subjects, concurrent list subject, and also for residuary subject, residuary, residuary subject under Article 248A, under Article 248A, right? Full stop. Under Article 352, comma under Article 356, also Parliament may legislate over state list subject, state list subject, full stop. If there is any conflict, if there is any conflict or doubt for any law, and its relationship with the subject under which it has been enacted, comma, then court will employ doctrine of pith and substance, to check the degree of transgression or intrusion, to check the degree of transgression or intrusion or intrusion. Please stop. If it is minor, if it is minor, then such law shall be held valid. Full stop. The court believes that no law can be made in isolation. No law can be made in isolation, and there are bound to be, and there are bound to be spillover effects, spill, spill over, over, spillover effects of one law over other, one law over other, right? For example, for example, in state of Bombay versus S N Balsara, Balsara Balsara case 1951, Bombay Prohibition Act was made for sale, import and possession of liquor under state list subject, but it negatively influenced import and export of liquor which is in union list, full stop, but it was held valid, right? Then right below this, article 254 provides for repugnancy, REPUGNANCY, repugnancy means conflict, repugnancy clause, which says that, in case of any conflict between parliament and state laws, parliamentary law will prevail. Prevail means will dominate over, will prevail, right? So this is what is there. We will continue tomorrow for delegatory invitation clause, full faith and credit clause tomorrow. Okay, समझ में आ रही है बात? No. Today one of my partner who is chancellor in 65 year of age, his marriage anniversary is there, though he is in Mumbai for some launch of a movie, right? So the staff has brought some of the sweet for you to share with you, please share. And I will try to make a video call in front of you guys so you can also wish in a collective voice to him. 65-year-old person. Some reason to smile. No?